Hey guys, it's Sajin from the Daily Wallers, your host. Um, I had one comment on my welcome to the channel video about the Washington Wizards. I do love the Washington Wizards, as I've repeatedly said that I've loved local teams. Um, this person asked about the future of the team and what to do next. Um, I'm going to try to explain it as much as I, in a simple way, as much as I can, but there is a lot of detail that goes into it. So, first thing I want to address is the Washington Wizards made a trade yesterday to acquire Sam Decker for Jason Smith and two second rounders and cash consideration. Sam Decker is a small forward. Jason Smith was a bench warmer, but was a players coach kind of person, and a lot of fans and players loved him. But we wish nothing but the best for him. Uh, as far as Sam Decker, welcome to the team. We'll see how Scott Brooks, the coach, fits him in and all that stuff. Um, I I want to start with the how we came to how the Wizards came to where they are right now. So back in the year of the day that Kevin Durant chose to go to the Warriors initially, they had addressed a rule of a supermax deal. So there were certain um, subjects that stats and certain things that you had to reach in order to be selected for it or eligible for it. So um, at that time, again, Durant left from the Thunder to the Warriors. Um, a lot of people are getting the max contracts, and at that point, John Wall was the only Wizard player that was eligible. Um, it was a deal that's worth, I think, $175 million. Um, can't remember the exact number, but it does go up to from 19 million this year to about 37 next year, and then keeps increasing to about 42 the last year. So it would be till um, so it'll be next year and then 2 years after that. But uh, last part of the contract is a player option, which is around $47 million. Um, so I think he would accept it, and that's him. Um, that was also, I believe, the offseason where we got Paul Pierce for the year. Um, he was awful, obviously, for that 1 year. Um, you know, things happen. Um, the same year that we were trying to recruit Kevin Durant, who is from the local DMV area, we tried to clear as much space as possible to uh, sign him and put people on the staff that know him to persuade him to come to the team. Um, we hired Scott Brooks, his coach from the Thunder, and we gave him what is now the most expensive contract, I believe, the most expensive head coach contract that is as of today. It was 5 years, $25 million, I believe. Um, In the end, it was a complete failure, and we ended up signing Jan Mahimi for a 4-year, $64 million contract. So that has crippled our teams ever since. We have lacked depth from the bench. It's caused many problems for the team as far as injuries and players to come into sub in and start playing with other people. Um, Injuries in and out. Bradley Beal was early in his career. He was dealing with all these injuries with his legs and all that stuff. But he's been healthy ever since. Um, John, is healthy here and there. People were saying he came into this season as 10 pounds overweight, but I saw all these videos of him in the weight room, and I have no idea where he came from gaining 10 pounds. Whether it's fat or muscle. I believe it was muscle, but of course the public media, does what they do, and they said it was fat. So honestly, I don't care about that. Um, he does have a little bit of a injury history. Um, and as far as this year, we started off the season awful. There were high expectations and are still high expectations for this team to not only advance as a team, but to uh, evolve, advance into the playoffs, um, try to be able to get more chemistry, um, and maybe, in my opinion, you know, just like some people find other teams that are attractive because of how they play and how they could probably fit in, and increases their way to win the championship, the title. But as of right now, we have so many bad contracts on this team. So I'm going to list them right now. Otto Porter, who's making 100 something million, so about $20 million a year. Jan Mahimi, again, $16 million. Uh, Bradley is pretty good because he is signed for the next 2 or 3 years, but it's at a good, $22 million a year, which I think is pretty, uh, a little bit below what he would be getting in the current market. Um, but by the time his contract is over, he'll be only 27, 28 years old or something like that. So he will still just enter his prime, prime years, etc. Um, so Jan Mahimi's contract is over after, let's see, it's either 1 more year or 2 years. So I believe it's 2 more years. Um, and so we have to deal with a $16 million contract there. We can't play him because he doesn't fit the team chemistry, the style of play. Um, so it's $16 million wasted. Um, we had high expectations for Otto Porter when we drafted him. We drafted him number 3 overall in his draft class. He was on the bench for 1 year because of 1 year of Paul Pierce taking his spot, etc. Um, he's been in the starting lineup ever since. Uh, he has not progressed at all ever since he got into the starting spot. I'd say the only thing he's improved on is his catch and shoot, the 3 pointer, and to cut and make baskets. And defending is average, but he doesn't have the he doesn't put weight on. He hasn't put weight on. He hasn't, he's not versatile. I mean, he's versatile, but he's not worth the money for what he does. So, $22 million is the same amount of money that Bradley Beal is making. So obviously, you can see that he's overpaid. Um, we know now this year that we drafted Troy Brown, um, who's a small forward, as well as Kelly Oubre and Otto Porter. Um, we do know that fans assume, and I assume, that they drafted him to take Oubre's spot, and they were going to trade Oubre. I still believe that they're going to do that, but knowing management and Ernie Grunfeld, who's the worst GM I've ever seen, and don't seem to get why he hasn't been fired after 15 years and the longest tenured GM right now. Um, but who knows? I would say trade Oubre because you can't really afford him, even though he's a restricted free agent. You're already paying, just above the luxury tax, which is, what we would call there's a salary cap, and then there's a little bit of room above that. So they call that the luxury tax. So you're paying extra in case you go over. Um, and that does count as with bird rights contracts, which, some certain players can get an extra year on their contract, mainly um, rookie year contracts. So, for example, Upre, his contract is up after this year. He's a restricted free agent, so we would, instead of 4 years, we sign him to 5. So that's what would in theory happen. Um, in the end, Markieff Morris is on an expiring contract. We don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know what he's gonna do. Um, I think they would like to keep him, but he is making $8 million, and I think he would want a pay raise, which we can't afford. I also want to mention that Troy Brown has been playing a little bit more because of injuries and a lot of other issues that we've had this year, and I'm impressed by him. Um, I feel like he has the skills as you know as the same similar to Uber, but more versatile, and um, even though he's not physically you know there, he's kind of skinny and still. You can see that he's gonna be his potential is really high. Remember, the dude is like 19 years old. He's younger than me. I'm 21. He's 19. So obviously now that the NBA has G League teams, so you can send younger players and prospects down to start training and all that. So that's where he was, and they've kind of switched him back and forth. I think there's another player I wanted to mention, and that's Devin Robinson. He's the other player that I think and has shown a lot of potential in all these games that he's played in the G League. With these incredible dunks and posterizer dunks. I can't remember. I don't think I see much of a shooting perspective for him because I don't watch too much of the G League, so I don't know what his shooting is like. But I do know he's a freakish dunker who's got a ridiculous vertical and has highlights somewhere in the this year here and there with these dunks that he's put on. Um, he is listed as a power forward. He is I believe the same height as Markeith Morris, so about 6'10", 6'11". So I do think he would replace him, but again, he's 20, 21 years old, and so he's still developing, um, and so you can't um, determine that. But from what I saw in the preseason this year from him was exactly what I see now with his dunks and how he plays and all those other things. Um, and to be honest, I see a lot of fans trying to say, play this person instead of this person. And I agree with some of these people. And so um, it is frustrating as a Washington Wizards fan, but, the last couple games now, we're on a 3-game winning streak. Tonight we face somebody tonight. I'm sure you can look at it online. Um, but yeah, we play someone tonight. So if we win, that's 4 straight wins. And I was looking at the standings yesterday, and I was shocked because we're only like a half game back from 8th place, which is the last place to contend for the playoffs. Obviously, that's just because it's early in the season, so things are going to be a lot closer and stuff. Um, I think that the Wizards will continue to play the way that they are, try to get better every day. But I think the um, situation, as I addressed with Markeith Morris and Kelly Oubre, and paying them and stuff, I don't think that Ted Leonsis, the owner of the Washington Wizards, would do that. Um, and so what I think is going to happen is they're both one of them is going to get traded for sure. I think it's going to be Oubre, and you'll start seeing Troy Brown more and more often now because he's gone. Um, as far as Markieff Morris, I really don't know what the situation is for him. Um, I know he's been playing a lot better with all these lineup changes that they've made in the last couple games. So now we're having Otto start at the 4 and Marquise coming off the bench and all these different things. But, you know, that getting back to that contract for John Wall, it's going to hinder, in my opinion, the future of this team in order to win a championship. Um, and so even though we get some of these bad contracts like Jan off the books, and so that's like 16 mil a year, so that's 16 mil gone. You can use that space, but I've also always said that we should trade Otto Porter. Um, there has been people have had interest um, in him not only since he signed that extension, that contract, but also in the last couple of weeks. Um, the Brooklyn Nets are the one who offered that contract, and we had to match it at the time because of the situation that the team had then. So there have been a couple teams. So the Nets, I think, are one team. The New Orleans Pelicans. That was I think that was the other team that was considering trading for him, and that was actually a surprise team, and I think it would be good because they have some assets and stuff, and we can be better off in the future with maybe contracts and that kind of stuff, depending on what gets offered, and what you get returned, and all that situation, all that stuff. Um, but I think for right now, for the Wizards, they just need to keep playing and playing and playing, and not worry about anything right now. Um, I would probably make another video for this for the Wizards closer to the, I guess, after the trade deadline, which is around the end of December, early January. Um, and by that time, you can tell, what's what the team is gonna look like for the next, year or so. Um, Again, we just traded Jason Smith for Sam Decker for two second rounders and cash consideration, which goes to them. Um, so we wish Jason Smith the best. Um, welcome to Sam Decker. Welcome to DC. Hope you can help us contribute to our mission to get to the playoffs and maybe a deep run, as we've always been trying to do, but haven't been able to do. Um, Other than that, I really don't have anything other to say. And if I said, I was going to address this in a couple videos, I think I addressed this in this one video. Um, if you guys have any questions or want to comment on extra, stuff or your own, topic that you want to discuss or anything like that, leave it down in the comment section. I'm always active. I'll see those comments. Um, Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you turn on your notifications when I upload. Please share the video and the channel itself. Um, I would appreciate that um, very much. Um, Other than that, it's been Sujin, your daily baller host, and stay blessed, stay safe, don't do anything bad, and peace.